Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Pioneer Prep. I'm Grim from the Bug Out Boys, and the prep that we're going to be creating today is going to be the SHTF Can, or SHTF Can. So I want to bring you a little bit closer so I can show you how to make this prep a reality. Everything that you see here on the table is what you are going to need to make your very own SHTF Can. But before we go into this can and all of what it needs, let's talk about the Mercedes-Benz of cans. And this is a bot by Vargo, and this is the titanium version. They also do make a stainless steel version. So if you don't feel like doing all of this work over here, you can purchase one of these, and I will have sponsored links in the description for most, if not all of these items in case you want to go that route. But the nice thing about this can is that it has the milliliters on the side for measurements. It has a gasket, so it is watertight right from the get-go, and it's light, and you can use it to boil water in, and you don't have to prep any of this. You can boil water, cook food in it, no problem. But you are going to be limited that you're not going to want to drill holes in this or cut this up if you want to, so positive and negatives to both. But I just wanted to share that with you with this nice little slightly loud piece of gear. But now let's go back to the real can. And you might recognize this. This was a Dentimore can. This was in episode All Alone. I like to keep my trash because I like to repurpose it, which is what the basis of the SHTF Can is. You're taking something that you have eaten food out of and you're repurposing it to benefit you later on in a possible survival or bug out situation. Now, most of these cans I've read has some sort of coating on the inside, and I've read also that that coating can leach into the water food. So what you're going to need is that you're going to need some steel wool, or some sandpaper will do just fine. And you're going to want to get in here and you're going to want to scrape that out as best as you can. Again, this is an emergency piece of gear. This is not something you're going to be relying on constantly. And you want to get in here and scrape that out. I've also read people have burned it out as well, so that's a possibility. And just clean it up. Also, if you've kept it for a while, I'm looking down here, there's a little bit of rust down there, and you're going to want to get that out as well, because if you decide to boil water or cook food, you obviously don't want any rust in there. Tetanus is not fun for anybody. So once you've cleaned it out, you're going to need a lid. And I recommend these lids right here, because they are reusable, they're stretchy, and as I'll show you in this clip, they are waterproof. Now, these are, I will admit, a little bit difficult to get on. Kind of have to like pull the tabs a few times, work at it. So it's not going to be an easy on-off lid, but once you have it on there, as you saw, actually, that was probably the fastest I've ever done it so far. It is watertight. And what I would suggest is that you take some duct tape, and then once you have it really on there, you put a ring or two of duct tape on here just to make sure that this won't slip off like that. Since you have the duct tape, I also recommend that somewhere on the body, bottom, middle, top, wherever you want to, do a couple of wraps of duct tape around your can, because duct tape is very versatile. You can use it to help start your fire. It holds a flame very well. You can use it to repair your tarps, your ponchos, lots of different things. So once you've cleaned it out and you have your lid, your duct tape, you now have a pretty nice can. Now, the benefit of having a can like this Dentimore can is that not only can you boil water in it or cook food, but you can also cut it up. So you could cut a hole in here, make it into a little bit of a hobo stove. You could also drill some holes on the side, that way you could hang it over your fire if you wish. You could even use it as some sort of a strainer by punching some holes down in the bottom. I mean, if you want to use it as a rudimentary water filter, you could probably do that where, put the crushed up charcoal, sand, rocks, grass, the graduated water filter. And again, lots of uses. So this is not just your container or for all of your survival needs. It is also a tool in itself. So now let's talk about what you can put in the can. And that's going to be really up to you, because you don't just have to have one can. You could have one in your car. You could have one at your office. You could have ones of different sizes. You could have one each level of your house. You could, the possibilities are endless. So, but here I just want to give you a few examples. Here's a nice little chem stick. If you bend that over right there, fits right on in there. There we go. A little bit of an angle in there. I have a Sawyer Mini. Always love Sawyer Minis. Right in there. I have the straw for it that can get pushed down in there. Some way of making fire. A lighter, matches, and because if you use these lids, it is sealed tight. So water's not going to get in there, so you don't have to worry about your lighter flooding or your matches getting wet. So you can pop that in there. These are the egg carton fire starters, which are not waterproof, but this will keep a flame for a very, very long time. So, fold those over, stick that in there. You got a lighter. There we go. Stick that at the bottom. Some light. How about some food? Maybe some, this is some freeze-dried cheese bites. Shove that in there. Maybe a Cliff Bar instead. And then if you don't want to do a chem light, there we go. We'll just pop my headlamp in there. And now I have ignition source for fire. I have sustainable fire material with the egg carton. I have some food to get me by. I have a way of getting water, filtering water even without using the can. I have light in 2 different forms. And you just seal this on up. Here we are. There. Sealed up. Take your duct tape around there, wrap there, and boom. Put this in your car. And like I said, this could easily help you in a survival or bug out situation. Oh, I forgot to mention, put some medicine in there. And if you do that, mind it that you're going to have to check the expiration dates. So keep that in mind when you're picking stuff to put in here. But I believe everybody should have at least one shite hit the fan can in their life. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you can make your very own shite hit the fan can. Whether you decide to repurpose an old Dentimore can like I did, or maybe some dog food cans and create it this way, or you decide to go the Mercedes-Benz route, as I'm dubbing it, with a Vargo bot, you are helping yourself in a survival bug out situation or just emergency situation, because you now have extra little resources in a nice water-sealed container, and the container itself is a tool, so nothing wasted here. And let's face it, in an emergency situation, whatever it may be, you're always going to want more resources. So do yourself a favor and make yourself a shite hit the fan can. And if you enjoyed this Pioneer Prep, please do subscribe, because there's going to be more Pioneer Preps, bots, reviews, and Bug Out Boy episodes along the way. And if you have any questions or comments about any of the pieces of gear that I showed, or what you would put in your very own shite hit the fan can, leave those down in the comment section below, because you know I love to read them, and I will get back to you. So till then, take care.